Johnson & Johnson out with its phase 3 trial data for its single-shot vaccine. Now, there is some concern about its effectiveness on some of the newer strains of COVID, but here is the good news that seemed to have gotten lost. The tests show that J&J's vaccine was 85% effective in preventing severe disease 4 weeks after vaccination in adults. All this coming as the vaccine rollout is really starting to ramp up. 1.6 million doses going into arms yesterday, another 1.6 million today. And if J&J or AstraZeneca or Novavax or more than one were approved, we could see a vaccine boom in the next couple of months. So says our next guest, Michael Yee, biotech analyst at Jefferies. Michael, very welcome. Listen, unfortunately, the vaccine rollout, like pretty much everything else in our lives, has become politicized. But here are the facts, okay? The math, the science. We are the most vaccinated big country in the world, 5th most in terms of per capita, 1.6. We're actually on pace to get 100 million doses in arms in just 2 months, basically at this level. How would you describe the vaccination? Now states are figuring it out, the vaccination program so far.
I think you stated it exactly how I would. I believe the early days that we're talking about here, Brian, are going to have a little bit of hiccups, but as the states are getting some rhythm, as they smooth it out, the logistics get better, and as we have a lot more vaccines coming every week, every month, every quarter, hundreds of millions of vaccines are slated for Moderna and Pfizer. I believe we will have a boom by the summer. You might ask, when are we going to get it? I predict you and I and others get it by the summer.
Define boom.
Well, if you look at Moderna and Pfizer, those two together are slated to deliver 500 to 600 million doses to the United States alone, or 300 million people by the third quarter. So that should cover more than half of the United States just by the summer. That's a boom.
Yeah, and there's a lot of misunderstanding. And I've been on Twitter saying, people are like, well, you don't understand 330 million people. Let's be clear. We're not vaccinating 330 million people. Right. Number one, you got 300 million people that are over the age of 16. So you take out the under 16s. Maybe later you do them. 25 million people have already had it. 25 million people have already been vaccinated. 30% of people say they will never take it no matter what. So the reality is, Michael, do you have a number, 100 million adults, at-risk adults, that have to take it or want to take it before we get some baseline of herd immunity at 40 or 50%, even from one dose?
That math is right, Brian. If you've got even 150 to 200 million people vaccinated, then you should have all of the vaccinations, and that should be done at the pace you described, 1.7 a day, 100 million in 100 days. That all happens by the summer. That's exactly what we're calling for. And I'm not saying that that's exactly the herd immunity number, but if you had half of the eligible people above 16 vaccinated by the summer, Brian, I think we'll be in a very good place.
That's some good news. Even one dose is 80% effective as well, certainly. And then, by the way, you're not getting it and you're probably not transmitting it, so the R naught falls dramatically. Michael Yee, a little good news on a Friday. We certainly appreciate it, my friend. Thank you very much.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.